Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, we're getting a pretty good idea of how Jeopardy is going to handle the host transition. And it comes complete with a familiar face. Then Ryan Reynolds proves once again why he is one of the nicest guys in Hollywood. Wait till you hear what the hunk did for his crew. And she's back. Former Letterman producer and Daily Show creator Madeline Smithberg is in the kitchen talking turkey and, of course, more great Letterman stories. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the show. We are live, I tell you, from our studios in the Twin Cities. Thank you so much for being here. Get a cup of coffee, join us. Please say hello to my sister from another mister, my sidekick sister, Miss Kendall.
Hi. Hello.
Hello, Kendall.
Good morning, way over yonder.
Way over yonder. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. It's a Tuesday. It's a holiday week. I'm going to eat some stuffing.
It is that weird week.
Yeah.
You know, and it's even weirder now because of the COVID.
Right.
But it is the weird work week where you only have most folks have only 3 days, and then you're off, and then it's fast forward into Christmas, and then before you know it, it's Valentine's Day, and then before you know it, it's Christmas again. And then there we go.
Skip all the rest of it.
Well, I mean, I say that I'm joking, but I just
it's true.
I saw a news story yesterday, and I know that the state fair is selling like cheap tickets in advance starting today, right?
Yeah, I think it's today only. Don't
Jiminy
quote me,
crickets!
but
I mean,
yeah.
can we get through Thanksgiving?
No.
I mean, we're thinking about the fair. Look, I missed the fair too.
Yeah.
But we're already. I miss it after about 4 days, and 4 days is my limit. But anyway, I know I love the fair too, but I love it until about day 4 or 5. And then I'm like, okay, because we're there every day. I should make that clear.
Right.
But anyway, I'm thinking, we're talking about the fair. Can we eat some turkey first? Can we do that?
So you like turkey? Because I feel like this is a big topic this year. Since it's smaller Thanksgivings, people are like, okay, so do I even make a turkey? Are you making a turkey?
Am I personally making a bird? No. No, I don't, because it's just the two of us. My mother's going to come over. Hi, Mom. And she doesn't like turkey.
Right.
I literally had this conversation yesterday. I called her, and she goes, I'll just take a piece this big. I'm like, well, Mom, so we're just going to give her I'm going to just put a little piece of meat on the plate like that. There you go, Dar. That's what you get.
There you go.
But no, I mean, we're going to have a very, very, very small thing.
Okay.
It's just us, the dogs. I'll make the dogs a little Thanksgiving platter.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'll probably have to make mine a platter because my husband's leaving me to go hunt on Thanksgiving. So I'm home alone.
I'm sorry, he's what?
He's going hunting on Thanksgiving.
On the actual day?
Yeah, I work, and then, I'm done by like 9 a.m. But he was like, hey, I have the day off for the holidays. Do you mind? And I was like, so I ordered a rectangle pizza.
Well, thank goodness.
Steph was talking about yesterday.
Well, thank goodness Colin is not a hunter. What's the hunting season right now? The only thing Colin hunts is Kettle One. But what's in season right now? What are they shooting?
Deer. So it's gun season is just a few weekends.
Okay.
But Jordan is a bow hunter. So his deer season is from like October through end of December.
Oh, sorry. I mean, how very Robin Hood of your husband. He's
I know.
bow hunter. See, he doesn't do that.
No.
No, just bow hunting.
Just like poo.
Like my nephew Carter.
Yes.
He's a hunt. He does a bow thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not a bow flex, a bow thing.
Yep.
So yeah.
So he'll be hunting for a deer and I'll be hunting for my pizza.
Perfect. And we'll be hunting for hot dish because here we go, everybody. Roll it, Leo. It's time for the hot dish. Let's get started. So, first up, we have a winner. The Mirror Ball Trophy was handed out last night on Dancing with the Semi-Stars. But before we show you who won, hashtag we don't want the emails. The final four consisted of Catfish's Neve Schulman, rapper Nelly, actress Justina and Mercado, and former Bachelorette Caitlin Bristow. Now, as we'd like to do, here is a montage of the final performances. Well, there's nothing like a little Marilyn Monroe on Dancing with the Stars. So of the 8 dances performed between the 4 of them, 7 of them scored a perfect 30. Nelly was the only one to score lower on 1 of his dances. Yeah, he wasn't great. I mean, he was fine. What? I know you like Nelly. No, but he was fine. He could have went home anyway. And while they're all winners in our minds, Kendall, people heard you laughing there.
Sorry.
Someone had to win. And here is Tyra Banks, desperately not trying to draw attention back to her for the dramatic announcement.
In 4th place is Justina and Sasha. The couple in 3rd place is Nelly and Daniela. Please join me center stage. Caitlin and Artem and Neve and Jenna. The winners and new champions of Dancing with the Stars are Caitlin and Artem!
What did you just say?
You guys go get that Mirrorball trophy right now and you come back to me, baby.
Okay.
It is Artem.
No, Leo, don't roll anymore. Former Bachelorette, Caitlin Bristow, wins season 29. Okay. Forget the show. Go to David Spade. You know Spade? Go to his Instagram
him.
account. Spade Instagrammed the whole show, and he was busting on Tyra Banks so bad. He wrote, because Tyra kept switching outfits.
Oh.
And David wrote, there is a term in showbiz called stealing focus, and Tyra has heard of it.
Snap.
He has a point.
Right.
Again, the show is supposed to be about the contestants, and that one outfit, she looked like the Statue of Liberty. She looked like the Columbia woman from Columbia Pictures with the torch. She had like stars around her head. I don't know. Congratulations to whoever I just said won.
Caitlin, I really liked her. Caitlin Bristow.
Okay, great. Next on the dish. Jeopardy will soon start trying out new hosts to replace the late, great Alex Trebek. And the first person to get a shot is the greatest Jeopardy champion of all time. Ken Jennings will fill in as interim host. Again, interim, everybody. Starting early next year in 2004, Ken won 74 consecutive games. That's a Jeopardy record. He also won the greatest of all time tournament. Alex's final episode, by the way, will air on January 4th. Jeopardy producers say they will try out additional guest hosts, but no word on who that will be after Alex. I think this is so smart. I don't want to get too inside baseball, but Jeopardy has such a loyal fan base that's been with them for so long, and that fan base does not like change. If you're with the show for a long period of time, so the producers need to steer this show very slowly, like they're moving an ocean liner. So I think it's very smart of them to, because this is going to be mid-season, as they call it, wrap up the TV season, which ends in May, with these guest hosts, take the summer off, digest the feedback, digests how each of the hosts did, make your decision, debut the new host next fall at the beginning of the 2021 television season.
Yeah.
Do it at a glacial pace, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be his to lose. He's really great on his side of things, and people really like him. He's very intelligent, well-spoken. It's a whole different thing, though, as we all know, to be the one directing the traffic. So we'll see how he does. I wish him well.
People think that job's easy. It's not.
No.
I mean, that's why he's one of the best. Alex was one of the best. Next in the dish. It's not easy to shoot a movie these days amid the pandemic, but it can be done. And Ryan Reynolds' latest film took some serious dedication. To finish his Netflix movie, Red Notice, more than 300 people, that's cast and crew, had to live in a sequestered bubble for an extended period of time. Well, he posted a thank you on Instagram, but insiders at The Hollywood Reporter found out, listen to this, everybody, Ryan recorded more than 400 thank you videos for the family members who had to live without their loved ones. Some even lived less than a mile from production, but still had to be isolated. Gal Gadot and The Rock are also in the movie. We don't know when it's going to hit Netflix, but that's really nice. He didn't have to do that. That's like, nowadays it's a rarity for people to send thank you notes. But how nice, 400 videos. It's, because it's all about the top. The attitude starts at the top. That's a great sign.
Oh, absolutely. And the fact that he sent it to the families. Like, he can verbally tell the people he's with how much he appreciates them, but the fact that he sent it to these people, I think, is really sweet. What are you doing?
Let me send you a video right here. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Hi, Kendall. Thanks for filling in last week when I was in quarantine. What's your phone number? I don't really have your number. That's how good of friends we are. We have a lot more to come, everybody. Stay right there. We'll be back right after this. I'm getting ready to take more hot dish out of the oven. Coming up next, one of the most iconic movie props in history has a brand new home. Plus, she quickly became one of my favorite guests of all time. Former Letterman producer and our buddy Madeline Smithberg is back. She's in the kitchen helping us all make a terrific turkey. And of course, she has more amazing Dave stories. That's all coming up, so stay right there.
Quarantine while, just in time for Thanksgiving, Purdue has released a limited time only item called Thanks Nuggets. It's perfect for anyone spending the Thanksgiving alone, wondering, how can I make this sadder? Also, pro tip, don't give your product a name that automatically sounds like sarcasm. Thanks Nuggets. There are 2 flavors of Thanks Nuggets. One includes dark turkey meat blended with a cranberry sauce and stuffing flavor. And one features white turkey meat inspired by the flavor of sweet potato. Really? Your food is inspired by actual food? Okay, Picasso. And over here you see that my nuggets are loosely inspired by the concept of poultry.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that the food I'm getting ready to eat is inspired by food.
Right.
This food is inspired by food.
Right.
No. Quarantine while with Colbert, whatever his name is. Next in the dish, we're learning a little bit more about the plans for the upcoming Black Panther sequel. According to The Hollywood Reporter, production is set to begin on Black Panther 2 in July. Shooting will take place in Atlanta. No word yet on how Marvel plans to handle exactly the death of Chadwick Boseman. Black Panther was a huge, I don't need to tell you this, cultural hit, pop culture hit, and money hit. It made $1.3 billion. That's billion with a B. No small potatoes. I've said this before with this story. I have faith. Look, say what you want about the Mouse House, about Walt Disney, the company. They own both Marvel and Star Wars. But they know how to handle things like this gracefully. You can look no further than their franchise Star Wars when Carrie Fisher passed away. And they consulted Carrie Fisher's family to see how they would like them to handle Princess Leia in the last Star Wars movie. They're classy in this way. I think they're going to do the right thing. I don't know if that's just a recast. This is what I would do. I would not try to replace Chadwick Boseman. I would do what they're doing with the Captain America character. There's just another Black Panther.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't try to replace him. There's somebody else now taking on the mantle of Black Panther. Because that way you're respecting the legacy that Chadwick had with that character, and you're also moving the franchise forward.
Right, and we've talked about this, how the Black Panther was always supposed to kind of go generationally.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of the movie. So
Yes.
it does fit that narrative.
Yep.
I wonder then if they'll do a completely new cast for everyone else, too, of
I
the
hope
characters.
not, because I love that cast.
I know.
Michael B. Jordan, Angela Bassett.
Well, he's
Come
dead.
on.
He's,
What?
He's dead.
He could come back. Bobby Ewing did. Next in the dish, a piece of Hollywood history has a new home. Remember this guy? Okay, if you don't pay attention to the shark, it actually looks, it's a good movie. It's a great movie. Bruce, right there, everybody. The 25-foot-long shark used in Jaws has been hoisted into the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures. Look at this, everybody. Bruce is the last of the 4 mechanical sharks used in the making of Jaws. It had been at a California junkyard for the last few decades, and it'll be open to the viewing public in April. I've said this before on our show. You know I like a good documentary, a good behind-the-scenes documentary. If you're watching and you have a Jaws DVD in your house, go ahead and pull it out and watch the making of. The making of Jaws is almost as good and fascinating as the movie itself. Just a story about Bruce the Shark. Steven Spielberg, it was one of his first movies, and he really wanted realism. They actually shot most of the water scenes in the ocean. What is the ocean? Salt water. What's bad for mechanics? Salt.
Corrosive.
A little corrosive.
Yeah.
So Richard Dreyfuss, obviously in the movie, tells a great story where all the crew had walkie-talkies. And he said every 5 minutes on the set you would hear this. The shark is broken. I repeat, the shark is broken. And then the shark is back up, everybody. The shark is back up. And you would hear, he said you would hear that 50,000 times on the set because it was a nightmare scenario. A nightmare set. Have you seen Jaws?
I have. I'm curious. Is it the corrosive that took care of the other 3 sharks?
Oh yeah. I mean.
Okay. So the one that survived in a junkyard somehow.
Yeah. They barely worked. I mean, look at that scene. I mean, the movie is a classic, and my screenwriter friend Dawn McLean said that her professor said Jaws is considered a perfect script. Did you know that? It's considered
Why?
the perfect movie script. They say there's not a wasted word, there's not a wasted scene. It is considered by many screenwriters to be the perfect the perfect screenplay.
Interesting. I had no idea.
Yep, there we go. Jaws available on DVD. Next up, something that's been on my mind. One of the great joys of the show for me is the fact that we can use this hour to make you laugh, and that's the primary job of the show. But also, I love the fact that throughout the days and throughout the episodes, I can come on the air and share life lessons with you. And you can learn from my mistakes, and you can learn from my adventures. And this is one of those days. I said yesterday, last weekend I went to Louisiana with my mother, just the 2 of us, to wrap up things down there. My mom still had a house full of stuff that was sitting there in Louisiana. And we got movers. We met the movers down there, packers, to pack up all of my mom's belongings, her life, to bring it up to Minnesota for her to begin a new life here. Or as we keep saying, so my mom can look forward instead of looking in the rearview mirror. And I got to tell you, I learned a lot during this trip, and I think it could help all of you out there watching that are maybe my age and have parents similar to my mom's age. My mom is very young. I won't say how young, but my mom is very young. My mom has a lot of stuff. She's lived a full life. Mm-hmm. And my mom, one of her love languages, she loves giving, and she has a lot of items, and she's very sentimental in things. Things mean a lot to her because they're connected to memories. I am very different. I like stuff, but I don't cherish. My love language isn't things. You know what I mean? I don't put a lot of, like, if this was given to me, I would cherish it, but I'm not connected. And I also haven't experienced the amount of loss that my mother has experienced this year. In 11 months, my mom has lost her husband. She has lost her house. She has lost the life that she had in Louisiana. She lost her dog. And so things have become way more important. They are memories. And she has replaced the people and the thing. She has replaced the people with things that remind her of Cappy and the dog, and they're precious to her. I am not like that, and I had to pack my patience. I have to admit, I didn't handle it well at first. And I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't have the resources or the tools or the mental bandwidth to have patience and to understand where my mom is coming from. I like to say you have to meet people where they are. I expected my mom to meet me where I am. And what I mean by that is my mom and I haven't lived in the same town together for 23 years. When my mom and I last lived in the same town, I was 22 years old. I worked at Red Lobster. I didn't have a career, and I didn't have a husband. Now I have 3 jobs, a restaurant, and a marriage. So we are currently renegotiating our relationship. So that was part one. And I also had to realize, so I wanted my mom to meet me where I am. Well, I have to meet my mom where she is. And I have to realize that I'm not my mom. Just because I would leave stuff back, just because I would sell a bookcase, or I don't know why she has a Good Housekeeping magazine from 1997. I have to respect and love the fact that those things right now mean a lot to my mom. They are her life right now. And I can't put her on an artificial timetable. Mourning doesn't work like that. Love doesn't work like that. And just because I want things wrapped up in a bow in a month or 3 months or 5 months, that's not how it works. And I really had to check myself. I had to check myself. And when I started to get frustrated and go, Mom, why are you taking X, Y, and Z? I had to realize it's none of my damn business. It's my mom's stuff. If she wants to take the grass in her front yard, she should. She should, because it makes her happy. And right now, that's all that should matter, is my mom being happy and working through the mourning process, however long it takes. So for all of you out there that are maybe in a similar position than I'm in, that are in your 40s and you're renegotiating a new relationship with a parent, pack your patience and understand that their love language may not be yours, and that doesn't make them wrong and it doesn't make you wrong. And I had to learn that this weekend, and I had to admit that I need to check myself, and I did, and I didn't handle it well all the time. But looking at my mom and seeing her hold a hat that meant a lot to her from Cappy, it hit me. It hit me that that's what my mom has left, you know? And though it's not I wouldn't make the same decision, you know, I would have left. I would have taken 7 things and gone. That's me. That's not my mom. Mm-hmm. So all of you out there that are in a similar situation, learn from me, learn from my, not mistakes, but learn from my kind of walking through the briar patch with this, that you have to meet people where they are. You have to meet people where they are. And right now, this is where my mom is, and that's totally okay, because she needs me, and I'm gonna be there for her. And if you're watching and your parent needs you, be there for him, because my God, I'm just grateful that she's here. I could have lost her the day after the hurricane. It was the longest night of my life worrying about whether I was gonna have a mom. I have a mom. She survived, and I'm grateful that she's here. And yeah, that's all I want to say about that. Still ahead, everybody. She's one of our favorites. Former Letterman producer and Daily Show co-creator Madeline Smithberg is back. She's going to share stories about Dave, and she'll show us the world's best stuffing, like B-E-S-T, best stuffing. Okay, Madeline. That and more when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. Welcome back, everyone. Madeline Smithberg will join us in just a few minutes, but first, okay. This video, I don't know if you've seen it, but as I said a few minutes ago, other than learning some lessons, this show was all about taking your mind off things and making you just smile a little bit. And if this video doesn't make you smile, I give up. Are you ready? A woman in Inver Grove Heights, come back to the TV, as I say, everybody, got video of a squirrel outside of her home. Watch this, everybody. Who accidentally got tipsy from eating fermented pears. Katie Morlock was cleaning out her fridge and put the bag of pears outside for her pet pig to eat. And I got to ask her about her pet pig. But a squirrel ended up getting one. She didn't realize the pears were fermented, causing the squirrel to get a little tipsy. Okay, now watch this, everybody. He snaps right back into place like, what? Okay, wait, I'm fine. That's like me at Serum's on a Friday night. Luckily, the squirrel, made Tyler laugh with that one. Luckily, the squirrel returned the next day and is totally fine, everybody. And thanks to Katie for sharing that video with us. That is hysterical. That is me. He's like, oh, okay, and I'm back. I'm fine. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Katie, and what's funny is, guys, a little behind the scenes story, Katie was just on The Buzz a few minutes ago, which if you're watching us from outside the Minneapolis market is the show on right before us. Katie joined them for a live interview, and as they're interviewing, the squirrel appeared in the background. So that squirrel is basically paying property tax at that house because she lives there. I love it.
Came back to those pears.
After those pears. Who knew fermented pears would do that to somebody? I had no idea. I don't know. Hey, I mentioned Lake Charles, Louisiana a few minutes ago, and I told you the story of the gummy bears yesterday at the airport. But we can also we can categorize this next story under Jason is a moron. So Lake Charles obviously doesn't have a lot of resources because of the hurricane. And one of the resources they don't have are Ubers, and they don't have a lot of lifts. Well, I got a rental car at the only place that had rental cars, which was at the Lake Charles Regional Airport. Well, I rented the rental car, and because of the hours being condensed because of the hurricane, they closed at like 5 p.m., and they didn't open until 9 a.m. Well, our flight on Sunday morning was at 7, so I'm thinking, how in the heck am I going to return that car? Well, I thought, well, I'll take it on Saturday night and then just get Ubers back and forth from Saturday night until Sunday. I know, Kendall realizes what I just did. This is how dumb I was and how scatterbrained I was. I take the car to the airport on Saturday night, put the key in the overnight drop box. The minute I did it, I thought to myself, you are a moron. Why didn't I just keep the car until Sunday morning? Because then as I went to get an Uber, no cars available. Would you like to know how long Jason sat outside at the Lake Charles Regional Airport? An hour and 35 minutes. That's right. Playing Yahtzee on my iPad. That's right. This is what I call Jason is a big moron. When we come back, everybody, Madeline Smithberg will join us right after this. Back in a moment. Jason is a moron. I don't know if I've said it lately. One of the best things of having a show is the fact that there's a floor, there's a light with your name on it on the floor. That's always fun. I never take that for granted. There's a light on the floor with my name on it, right there, Jason. Anyway, hey, do you have Thanksgiving stuffing recipe figured out yet? Well, our next guest says, and I believe her because I love her and we were married once, she has the best stuffing on earth. Please welcome back to the show, former Letterman producer, creator of The Daily Show, my ex-wife, and the host of Mad in the Kitchen. It's Madeline Smithberg, everybody.
Hi, Jason. You were still married. I didn't get news, but I have my name on the floor, too.
Look at that. You do. Madeline, you have a mat. I love that.
I couldn't wait till I got a real show, so I went ahead and I had it printed up.
That is fantastic.
But it's quite satisfying.
It is. Okay, Madeline,
Okay,
before we make it, I just got to ask you, that is quite the statement to say it's the best stuffing on earth.
You know what? I call it as I see it, Jason. I'm very confident about certain things. I can do the splits. I have very soft skin, and I make the best stuffing in the world. Those are facts. Those aren't opinions. I separate the two usually.
Yes.
So I'm going to explain this stuffing to you. I really am a people pleaser. And so initially I made it to make my daddy happy. That's Eugene Smithberg, best dad in the world. Also a fact. And he loved chestnuts.
Okay.
Where am I going? There I am. He loved chestnuts. And he also loved dried fruit. So I made a stuffing that involved chestnuts and dried apricots, but I made it with sourdough bread. And then I got married to Sam over here on camera 1. Over here on camera 1. And Sam likes cornbread. So I have adapted it, and then he wanted jalapenos. And as I said, I want to make people happy. So I did it, and it came out amazing. So as I was writing up the recipe, I was like, what should I call this? Exactly what it is. The best stuffing in the world.
Okay, let's make it. I want to see this because I love with a capital L stuffing.
I should ship you some, although we'll be at Thanksgiving together.
We will
right?
be.
Oh, no,
We will be
can't
together.
this year.
Yes.
Well, so as I said, this is basically what goes in it. It's an onion, butter. I put pancetta, but you can put bacon, or you can put nothing if you're vegetarian or vegan and annoying. Sage is like the main component. Celery, as I said, chestnuts, apricots. I bought these chestnuts at Trader Joe's, but they're around. I look for them. You can find them. If not, you can get the whole ones and boil them and peel them and chop them. And then I just use as much chicken broth as I need. I put all that together. Come on, we're moving. I put all that together, and I just cook it in a pan on the stove. And I add enough chicken broth to make it soft. And then I put it in one of these guys. Nothing fancy, but I do a little spritz.
Okay.
Because why not? I try not to put it under my armpits automatically. It sometimes happens. And then you just load it up into your pan. And it looks all pretty. And you put it in the oven for about, I don't know, like half an hour. I always say start testing at 25 minutes because what you don't want to do, you don't want to burn it after all that work and love and all that kind of stuff. So then it comes out. Watch the magic. Like this.
Oh.
Just put a little
Madeline.
bit of parsley. I garnished it with more apricots and a pretty sage leaf. And it is divine.
Look at that. Okay, now let me ask you, I know he's standing right there. Do you miss, because I like cornbread, but the sourdough thing is fascinating to me. Do you miss the sourdough a little bit?
You know, I do. And I can't admit that to him. And last year I kind of hedged my bets and I mixed it, but he just picked out all the cornbread. And I'm like, I figure, you know, I'm a big girl.
Yeah.
I got to please the husband now. Sorry, Daddy. It's Sam's time. Wow. And if I were doing a big Thanksgiving, which sadly I'm not, I would probably make 2 stuffings.
Well, and I never thought, Madeline, I never thought about adding the jalapenos. That's a nice little, that's a little kick there.
It's really nice. And you can use as much as you want or as little as you want. And it really does have a nice kick, which is great with the sweetness of the dried apricots.
Yeah, I was going to say it balances it all out. Okay, now we have more time with you, but I want to end this segment by saying congrats. I was cheering you on. Madeline was on the Today Show. When was it? A couple weeks back. I was so happy for you, Madeline. You would have thought I was your agent. I was like clapping in my living room going, go, girl.
Oh, my God, Jason. You don't know. It was like this morning where we were going to be going live at 6:30, but it was going to be a pre-tape. And it was election day. So I had more adrenaline in my body than anyone has ever had, probably ever. And at 5:15, I get a text saying a segment fell out. You're going live.
Oh!
And it was intense, but it was really fun, but not as fun as this, of course.
Oh, please. No, you did great. It was, I was like I was like cheering you on. I'm like, go, Madeline. Well, Madeline isn't going anywhere. Neither is her stuffing and neither is her husband. They're all coming back when we come back right after this. Stay with us.
As if this show needed any more holiday magic, we now have a special Thanksgiving presentation by the Miss Mitchell's kindergartners and first graders from PS 59 right here in Manhattan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to Miss Mitchell's class. Kids?
To the new land of America. We were thankful
That is a clip, a classic clip from Late Night with David Letterman on NBC. And we're back with our good buddy, former Letterman producer, Madeline Smithberg. Okay, Madeline, obviously that is your department. Did you book that?
Oh, yes, that was 100% me. And did you notice how politically incorrect it is just for like yucks and giggles? It was another time back
Yes,
in the
it was.
past
Yes.
of the late 80s. Yeah, we did a show and it was the day before Thanksgiving. And I had found these children, I think through a newspaper article in like the New York Daily News. And it just struck me as so funny that they were all dressed up as pilgrims. And I worked with the teacher and with the school, and I had to get releases from all of the children. And the day arrives, and they show up in a little bus with their little costumes and their little headdresses. And Michael J. Fox was on the show, and the kids were supposed to be at the very end. And the segment with Michael J. Fox ran over, and in the middle of the show, my then boss, who I always say is a dear friend, but not always the most fun, Robert Morton, came up to me and said, the kids.
Oh,
Like, you're gonna bump the kids. And something came over me. I was like Norma Ray. I was like, you cannot bump children dressed as pilgrims. And so I staged a one-woman uprising. And in the next commercial break, I went up to Dave. I said, Morty wants to bump the kids. And Dave turned at me and he said, we are not bumping the kids. So the kids got to go on, and it was amazing. And it was just one little kid played the piano at the end, and it was just heartbreaking and beautiful. And after the show is over, I'm taking them to the elevator, and they're all lined up like, little, tiny school children, perfect line. Like, I don't know what that teacher did to them when we weren't in, the line of vision, but whoa, did they stay in line. And now Michael J. Fox comes out, and he's also leaving and taking the same elevator in 30 Rock. Teacher, I swear in my memory, blows a whistle, and all the children turn, but like 25 degrees, and they aim themselves, their mouths at Michael J. Fox, and in a perfect unison, they say, Happy Thanksgiving, Michael J. Fox. And from that moment on, every Thanksgiving, Mary Connolly, who was a producer with me and now is one of the showrunners at Ellen, we race to call each other on Thanksgiving and be the first one to wish the other one a happy Thanksgiving, Michael J. Fox.
Oh, my goodness, Madeline. Oh. Okay, I said to our producers, I said, I don't know if Matt, look, you probably have 1,000 stories, and I hope to hear all of them, but I don't know if you'll ever top the monkey. This is pretty darn close, Madeline. Oh, my goodness.
I know, and it's also just perfect for the holidays. It's so festive.
Oh, can I ask you, just a little inside baseball, but I think people enjoy hearing your perspective. Describe the feeling, Madeline. You know what I mean by when lightning strikes. When you're booking these things, you don't know how it's going to play. You don't know how it's going to play with Dave. You don't know how it's going to be interpreted. When something would hit, Madeline, what did you feel? Like the monkey segment, when it's unfolding in front of your eyes, what is that feeling for you?
It's pretty much the pinnacle of existence because, as you said, you stack that. There's some things you can control.
Yeah.
And so you control all of those. I'm a producer. I think through every single detail and I plan every second. But it is my wish that all of my plans get thrown away because magic happens. But just like you can't post a video and go, "Ooh, I'm going to post a viral video," it doesn't work like that. There is a huge amount of just unpredictable magic, and that's what makes it so special. And I remember all of those moments. It's like tattoos on my soul.
Oh, I love that.
In good tattoos, not like tragedy ones, where I just knew that magic was happening and I had helped to create it. And I feel really fortunate because I don't think that everybody gets to have that experience in their lifetime. And you just gave me something that I'm thankful about. I'm really cranky because it's the first Thanksgiving in 23 years that I can't be with my son. And I've decided that since I cook every day, I'm not even cooking. We're ordering dumplings, although we will have leftover stuffing. And you just reminded me that I have a lot to be thankful for.
Yeah, well, I will tell you what a great way to end this. I mean this. I said it to you in the first appearance. I'll say it. I'm really thankful for you. Anytime I see you on the sheet for the show, I always feel very blessed that I have the show, and I never not look forward to coming here. But I'm so grateful that we've struck up a friendship and that you're willing to come on our show. You are a gift to us, and I mean it. I love when you're here. So I'm thankful for you.
Oh, I'm going to cry and my mascara will come off. Me too. I have a great time. I know I'm always super excited, but if you could tell Ted next time not to give me the time wrong by an hour, that would be really helpful. The first segment, my microphone was dripping down my leg.
Oh God. Oh, you just, Madeline, the entire crew, we are dying. Madeline just called Ted out. Oh, I love it. I love you.
I like him.
I love
There's
you.
no problem, but an hour's big in this sort of context.
Yes, it is. The great Madeline Smithberg, everybody. Find her blog, Mad in the Kitchen, on YouTube, and at madinthekitchen.com. Oh, look, happy Thanksgiving. Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us. Oh, gosh, that was good. You can stay connected with our show on social media. Just check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search for Jason Show TV. And thank you very much. We're also very thankful for all of you that follow us on TV and on social media. We're going to take a break. More epic shade for Ted when we come back. Back after this. Oh. Welcome back, everybody. We have the bubblegum goodbye coming up. A little behind the scenes thing, though. The little shade at Ted was so funny because if you noticed, Madeline was going to be on earlier, and that's when I told the story about the rental car. Anytime I start telling a long story, you know something's messed up. That's a little behind the scenes fun fact. Anyway, not the story about my mom. That was planned. Okay, here we go. The bubblegum goodbye. We never know what's in our capsules and our machine back there. You ready, Kendall?
I'm ready.
Hey, Kendall, what is your favorite aisle in a grocery store?
I hate the grocery store.
What?
I don't like it.
What?
No, I don't like the grocery store. I ask my husband. He has to do all the grocery shopping because I loathe it entirely. What's yours?
Wow. Mine would absolutely have to be the grab-and-go fruits and veggies. I love the grab-and-go stuff. Like, you know, the cut watermelon and the cuts. I love that.
So wasteful of you.
Okay, there's been a lot of shade thrown around today. We have Madeline throwing shade at Ted, you throwing shade at me.
I know.
Second, I would say the salad bar. Love the
Oh.
salad bar. I know that's on an aisle, but I do miss it.
Oh, I like the cheese.
There we go. Tomorrow on The Jason Show, I'm talking live to our friend Andrew Zimmer, and we'll chat about his new show on the upcoming Magnolia Network with Chip and Joanna Gaines. Plus, his hack for perfectly juicy Thanksgiving turkey. He promises. That's tomorrow. That's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Thanks for watching.